no matter how much spam you're going to throw with Lucent Beams, you're not necessarily going to drive out this DK out of the lane unless you jump right at level 1 or even maybe level 2 on him. But you don't want to spend too many resources as a Luna. Your right-click range is still pretty minimal. You don't have that kind of Lina advantage to continuously poke your opponents. And Lina's obviously going to mid too, so there's not been thinking about this whole scenario in that way. So with levels coming in, maybe the supports are going to be having a bigger role in this one. DK could maybe get a bit of a surprise with a couple early points if he decides to max out Breathe Fire, for example. That's where we see some kill potential for KBU. If it's just a basic Dragon Blood max out, it's going to be a pretty draw lane. Luna's going to get farm, and that's what 5RATFORCESTAFF wants.
Yeah, I mean, I'd hate to see the Breathe Fire build. I haven't exactly seen it work out for DKs in the offlane just yet, especially because then afterwards, yeah, you get your Blink Dagger faster usually, but you get this sort of Sand King problem where if you have a naked blink, you're actually pretty fragile.
Somewhat,
So.
yeah. If your draft kind of relies on you getting that good timer for a blink stun initiator, then yeah, it's a lot basically putting onto it. But if you do have maxed out Breathe Fire with Soul Ring and getting that early shard instead, and then holding on to the blink for a bit. Like if you look at their lineup,
get
they
the
have
farm?
everyone has stuns. Everyone has stuns. He doesn't necessarily need to go for the blink dagger, and he's lined up the Soul Ring already at least. But let's see if he decides to go for something else in between. You still want to build a Soul Ring anyway on a DK. Very standard item for the mana, since he's got a very small mana pool, and his int gain 1.7 is not too great. But
Affable.
What do you think about Lino versus Pango though in the mid?
So Lina versus Pango, I think this is a matchup that used to be way better for the Pango, but now that we're at the point where this Lina on level 2 immediately gets so much out of the Fiery Soul by just hitting the entire creep wave with a Slave, and you... your shield crash is still okay, but you're really going to have to use only that to go into the wave and specifically secure the range creeps with, so otherwise you're just going to get spammed out. You really need to be on top of your regen game.
Top lane, Realm and Salacious Sea Lion, the stand-in for KBU, both applying a lot of pressure onto Giant and onto Lil Nick, really keeping them away, trying to force them to stay level 1 and even maybe away from XP range. Realm hits level 2, but doesn't look like they're going to get another advantage unless they jump right now. Bane in from the side, poking with Giant, but not getting an opportunity for it, so no level 2 advantage fight gonna break loose for KBU. It's down to small margins. Like if you overextend once, you can definitely use it to your advantage when you have a Bane in your team, for example. Nightmare up, poke a little bit, set him up for Tiny. Maybe even Nightmare the hero. Start moving towards the tower. Tiny tosses him to you. Get the tower to help you out with that extra damage.
Yep. And the question is really, are they going to get that opportunity with how pushed the wave is going to be? Because Giant and Lil Nick will now be shoving this continuously into Realm's face. And he might have to choose between kills and CS.
Everybody wants to farm right now. It is a farm race. Somewhat of a calm start. Maybe something... For 5RATFORCESTAFF, it favors them a lot. With the heroes you've got. Luna, most importantly, she's got the least at the moment. But that's mainly because the Warden's got this high damage. You don't have the abilities to fight back yet. Abaddon, well, spends most of his time just chasing around targets, though he's faster than the Shaman. As you can see here, they're just taking an honest 1v1.
Yeah, Warden just blocking off that camp. It's fine if he takes a bunch of damage for that.
Both have been actually, blocked by Albino Zebra, so the Warden wants to block the camp, but the camp's already blocked by the Abaddon. I don't think he knows about it. We will find out later on.
Amazing.
I haven't really been looking like this bottom lane for the whole time. Like, did they actually start by blocking the 1 minute spawn and do it on the 2nd minute and on the 3rd minute? So has he always been walking there?
I think he has, yeah. But I honestly have also been watching top because the laning situation there was pretty interesting. This Sand King really needed to get to level 3, where he is right now. At the 2
It
levels in
is
the
very
Sandstorm.
important.
He pushes
You...
faster now. And this Coddle is just gonna make stacks for him.
Oh yeah.
And for the Luna later. Good times.
Yeah, Farm Fest.
Hmm. Well,
Watching people get richer.
what we're gonna be looking for then is to see if KBU is going to be contesting that, because they certainly do not have supports left over to be stacking right now. But they do have the tools to
That's
walk up
top.
into an enemy triangle.
They get a bit of poke onto Lil Nick, but he manages to find himself away. Level 1 Burrow Strike gives him the distance. Realm and Sea Lion end up taking a bit more damage out of that. Now you also have your Caudle coming back in with 2 points of Illuminate. Heavy damage if you end up in the wrong spot, especially if you line up the Illuminate for a Burrow Strike, like they're trying right now. There's the stun. There's Nuke almost connecting onto Realm. He's able to dodge that one. That's now he knows. Like he can no longer overextend, or he's prone to lose at least a quarter of his HP, maybe even worse, his entire life.
Yeah, he's also out of regen now. Like, that salve, he got about half his HP out of it before it got cancelled. That's really not enough. Lane's in trouble getting shoved out now, unless they get this kill on the Coddle here.
Oh, they got the surprise on Caudle. Thought Caudle had the upper hand on this one, and that's going to be first blood. Salacious Sea Lion with the help of Realm. Caudle trying to nuke the wave, hoping maybe Tiny's going to be there, but Tiny comes from a completely different direction. He pops right next to him, toss Avalanche combo, and the rest is history.
Lil Nick's like, fine, I'll just grab the wave.
And that's a good start for Realm. Like that's exactly what he kind of needed. He's not really enjoyed this lane too much, but getting that kill kind of pushes 5RATFORCESTAFF back a little bit. Not the Sand King really, but their chance to actually maybe force the Tiny to leave this lane a bit earlier has now kind of been recovered by KBU.
Look at all these supports waiting around mid. Both of the cores here have level 6 now.
You will never beat the Bane in this contest. Giant, though, able to take away the Nightmare, but still into the shackles of the Ward and Laguna Blade. And that will be the end of the Pango. Caudle on the run. We'll find a Bounty Rune on the way out, so still knows he can get at least that away from the Bane. Sand King gonna start cutting the waves, and Realm is gonna try and keep this tower up for as long as possible. He is making a move towards Lil Nick. A quick slash of the blade.
Middle tower is under attack.
Lil Nick's pretty tanky. He's got the raindrops, he's got the bracer. There's also raindrops on that Pango actually, but he lost most of them during that engagement.
Yeah, a couple spent. Sand King though still leading in CS with 47, off to a pretty good start, but all cores are in a very tight situation at the moment, so nobody's been punished, everyone's farming, Giants stacking them up once again at the triangle, big juicy creeps waiting to be picked up. Wonder if KBU is going to be putting some pressure into that triangle at some point of the game, which they might have to address. Nightmare used to cancel the Rolling Thunder. Realm getting a bit of a combo out onto Caudle. Nico also body blocking there while right-clicking Realm, so he's unable to move closer towards the Caudle.
And they're actually invading this jungle
here.
Yeah, they're invading it before even the top tower has been pushed, but Lil Nick is not even risking himself. He just keeps on pulling the creeps into the side and lets his own creeps do the siege work.
As long as KBU is not interrupting him at all, he will keep on doing this, and that's very efficient. Misses the stun epicenter. Okay, he's got enough range, right? He gets a slow. That will help Nico for the kill. Might as well. For a moment, I thought he's a bit too far away to actually get the debuff to connect, but it's got a pretty huge range, so able to slow down the Shadow Shaman into the arms of the Pango. Though Realm, gotta be careful with those Warpine Raiders. An unlucky damage roll, and that might have actually been Tiny dead, though. Nico takes down the tower while the Sunlight DK is being targeted in the bot lane. Body blocks from Lil Nick. Warden comes in from the side with the Hex, able to free up the DK. That Dragon Form also comes to an end. 700 damage dealt to the bot tier and tower. Not going to be able to take it all the way through. And with their support still pretty low level, we're not going to even get to see the Serpent Ward rush towards the tower to quickly clear it out.
No. And they're going to need those Serpent Wards, actually. Like, all of their creep waves are going to be cleared so fast between Corporal Pango, Sand King. How are you going to take a tower? Only if you give it
not
to
at
you.
least a lot of push, so if they can locate the hero, then maybe, because they're putting 4 heroes towards the bot lane. There's a Sandstorm already placed down. That's going to start hurting the creep wave. They're going to glyph it. Justice in there. It's going to connect onto the SK. Realm finds him. There's the Avalanche into the Hex, and Warden's got the Shackles. Toss, though. Here comes the Rolling Thunder. They will be finishing off the Shadow Shaman first. Warden will fall. Into the trees is Nico following around with the Rolling Thunder. Able to use the Nightmare for a second there, but doesn't really keep them away as the Aquatic Shield will be removing it and taking his life is also Nico finishing with that Rolling Thunder. KBU taken 2, hold the tower up as well, and now there's no glyph. So if they can get a push of their own, that might even lead into the tower.
Yeah, not sure how interested they are right now. They have such good tools to hold sieges off, and they have some item requirements on their own side, right? Lil Nick will finish off this Blink Dagger now. Pangolier making really good progress towards that Diffusal Blade, actually. Nico is going to be a major damage dealer. Oh, they're going to find the stacks, though. Look at Realm.
Good time to go and invade the jungle, not with supports, but instead 2 of the most important cores for KBU, which is a move that I really like to see, because usually when you're invading the jungle you're looking for the Luna kill. But since you have heroes like Lina and Tiny, you might as well use your cores to invade it, because we can actually clear those while Luna can't.
And look at what this Lina is doing as well. This is not a BOT's Lina. She's realizing that if she waits too long with getting this game underway, if she goes to farming build, then it's really only DK standing in the way of this double item timing from 5RATFORCESTAFF.
And she just might end up getting stuck completely as well. Like, if you lose your life once or twice, you're not recovering back into this game anymore, because 5RATFORCESTAFF, you already mentioned the 3 creep wave clears, will farm very fast, and Lina just, just gets completely stampeded in terms of money.
You need this BKB in order to be able to play this game, so that's what she's buying. I like it.
Despite her being a good flash farmer, that BKB will enable her to fight a bit earlier on. And they are closing up on their ultis Bane, level 6, and so is the Shaman. Both have their ultis up by now, so let's see what will they do. Because they are still looking towards the bot lane. DK's form has run its course. He's taken the tower to 500 HP. Realm is making his way there. While 5RATFORCESTAFF, they're protecting Nico in the mid lane. TP coming in from
Lina, that's a bad idea.
They saw her TP in. Annihilate able to jump on him, while Caudle is still holding the tower, but now Lina's all by herself, and TPs are going to kick in, but she's going to fall before they even get anybody in there. Bane can't get in range for the Nightmare save, and Annihilate will be taken out. KBU tried to make 2 moves at the same time, and now they get neither of them done, and they just hand over the initiative to 5RATFORCESTAFF.
At the very least, that mid tower will still take a while to go down, and they know about the Diffu Blink Dagger timing now, but yeah, Lina was not ready for that yet, and neither is anybody else on KBU.
And a Diffusal Blade Pango with the Swashbuckle as well, yikes.
This is one of the reasons why this hero is so good right now. The damage is absolutely immense. I actually think that he could have had it even earlier if he skipped the Corrosion.
Yeah. I do like to see the Corrosion picked up on the Pango too, so you really pack a punch.
It's really good chasing.
You can even kill a DK with this itemization.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
At the moment, 5RATFORCESTAFF pulling off a 3,000 gold lead. Already 12 minutes in, despite not having too many kills. Simply just farming faster. They've got more capable farmers at the moment. Luna, free farm throughout this entire game. DK was no match in the lane, as suspected, and we are in this current situation of DNM just... We'll see Luna in about 8 minutes.
Yeah.
It's going to be 4 versus 5 until then.
It'll be good times. And really, KBU right now is just saving up money for their shards. Blink Dagger from the DK just came in, so everything else is going to go into the shard now. And this Tiny should be looking for it soon as well.
KB was finally able to take out that bottom tower, opening up the map a little bit, but we'll find an easy Shadow Shaman kill. Nico wants to be part of all these kills. Maximize this Pango's output. He's going for a Blink Dagger next.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Not too far off it either. Off to a great start farm-wise. Very scary Pango to go up against.
Absolutely. It's going to be Blink, Shard,
Dire's
Yules.
bottom tower is under
Yules and
attack.
Shard in whichever order he'd like. And become... That is the full kit for a Pango, basically. And if they're not BKB'd, you can lock them down forever. It is absolutely insane.
Even Pango's basic right clicks feel very scary with that Diffusal Blade. Just feels like he hits so hard. You get a Lucky Shot proc as well with the armor reduction. Have mercy on someone's soul who gets targeted by it. Roshan is being sneaked or snuck by KDU. 5RATFORCESTAFF doesn't even have time to react to this one, so they will secure the Aegis. Most importantly, it's on the Lina. Really can get a big benefit out of that. She's finished her BKB and has an Aegis. There's a chance for KBU to surprise 5RATFORCESTAFF. So let's see if Lina starts to walk all the way towards top. And the rest. This is a chance to kind of draw the attention of a 5RATFORCESTAFF, force a fight, and you can easily win this one.
You actually could. I sort of doubt that 5RATFORCESTAFF will be interested in taking it, though. We've seen how spread out their cores have been throughout most of this. Like, if they want to make a kill happen, little Nick goes over to Nico and says, sup, and then they just immediately split again because they want to be farming all 3 waves. So I think KBU's they'll have to force the issue if they want to fight, and I think the best way to do that is to pressure this mid tower.
Dire are scanning.
There's a Sand King to greet you with a Sandstorm up.
Unfortunately so. That guy's such a buzzkill.
Yeah. Tiny's already got his Echo Saber building towards his Shadow Blade. There's a stun in the bot lane though. They have at least found the Pango, or have they found the DK? Nico instantly disengaging. Maybe you did force some movements toward this bot lane. They're there with 4, and also I Annihilate in the jungle. They just can't get the fight. They would like to, but 5RATFORCESTAFF's just dodging them. They're very well with the... I mean, they're using their mirror movements really well in terms of protecting the Luna, ensuring she still has free farm, and play to basically their timing. Their timing is not now. Like you've said, they don't have to force any fights against KBU, but still kind of... You gotta keep them interested, you know? Like,
exactly.
there needs to be something on the highway to like really catch your attention. Like, what is that I spy?
Middle tower
Yeah,
is under attack.
I spy a mid tower that is under assault. Ding dong. Trick or treat, 5RATFORCESTAFF.
Nothing they can do against this, so that tower will fall. Milnik still thinking about that epicenter he wants to use. It's another objective for KBU. 2 towers only so far, 17 minutes in. Not really interested in that top lane either. They did have 4 heroes set there earlier on, but they just left it. But now, Luna has BKB. She's got the Yasha. Dragon Lance is also there to be picked up. She's locked the Bands of Elven Skin, so it doesn't accidentally build a Dragon Lance instead of the BKB.
Disassemble Trick there. And I imagine that this means that they're actually going to look to press the issue right now. Get the smoke behind Nico with the blink now on top
KBU
of his
should
diffusal
be
blade.
aware.
Radiant's
They
bottom
should be
tower
aware
is
because
under
something is
attack.
definitely happening right now, because 5RATFORCESTAFF again declining to actually protect the tower and bottom. So now the ill surprise is upon them. Warden, no TP is coming in, is already down. Now Bane is TPing, and they've got sunlight on their targets. He's inside, they're trying to miss him, but they do get the catch of him as they get the stun. Here comes Luna as well with her ulti. Eclipse drop down, but the BKB. Bane is also dropping. I Annihilate finally gets in position, pops her BKB. Here comes Roll from the other side, goes in with a slap onto the Abaddon, and Sand King loading up the epicenter. And now Tiny's going to be unable to chase the Giant because Cottle is just running away, and Tiny dropping low, and Realm's going to be taken down all the way. That wasn't even a fight for KBU. 5RATFORCESTAFF, they get the advantage. First, they're fighting with a power play against KBU. Then they're finally TPing and they're losing heroes back and forth. And when they get into position to fight, it's already too late.
It is, yeah. They never got Dolina into the correct position in that fight either. She's got the BOT. She could definitely get in there, but I think she just realized that this was problematic too late.
And from Realm as well, he just walked in from the outpost side to surprise them. Great start for a fight, and then nothing.
Yeah, and
it
it's
just kind of fell flat.
that's your Aegis carrier right there. She only has half a minute left, and they just didn't even throw her into the front lines. That's how bad that fight was.
Solely just focusing on the Tiny. Now they doubled their network lead into 6,000. This not looking good for KBU at all. Hope we have to rely more on those Serpent Ward pushes. Warden's going to be level 8. Their supports are level 8 and 7 compared to the 10 and 11 on 5RATFORCESTAFF. Small levels, so not a huge indicator, but definitely an advantage in terms of those level 2 ultis are going to be kicking in. The wards will be placed down, the wards taking heavy damage, Flip will be used, and Milnick goes in. Rolling Thunder being loading up, they will find themselves the Fiend Script, but it's instantly cancelled by Nico. The Link will pull control of Milnick that will be taking him down, and also Sunlight. By now with BKB, he's already running out of duration on it, and they're forcing themselves away. Realm is also running out. TNM 10 seconds for Eclipse. They can just get a good blinding light from the Coddle. Very fast hero. Nico also moving. And look at that swashbuckle with the Fusel Blade. Absolutely slashing and hacking this alien Bane apart. Realm pops his Shadow Blade and wants to turn around. But he's all by himself at this point. So it's a 3-for-1 in favor for the 5RATFORCESTAFF team. And they even keep their tower up.
Nico is an absolute menace, and you can see there KBU, maybe they have a shot in that fight if they manage to keep the fight centered underneath those wards, which, you know, 5RATFORCESTAFF don't have a lot of tools to deal with this, but they just jump across them, roll onwards, and KBU don't get to do anything with that advantage at all. They just get mopped up.
Looks like there's more of a show of skill from 5RATFORCESTAFF compared to KBU, who's been a bit underwhelming so far with... They haven't really got much out of the Tiny. He could still continue scaling into some bigger damage items. Also, the pushing power the Tiny provides, especially for the later parts. If you want to do some sieging, you have the Lina, who's also really good at sieging. They feel like they haven't hit their timing for the second time in this game. Or like they've already had one, and now they missed out on the second one.
5RATFORCESTAFF is earlier every single time, and you gotta not underestimate the power of some counter picks over on 5RATFORCESTAFF here as well. For example, in normal games you'd see this Bane moving ahead of the Lina, trying to find more opportunities for picks, right? But the Lina's had a bad game, and the Bane, all the targets he has seen have been either invisible, out of range, or guarded by an Abaddon. Who are you gonna set up on? Nobody. In fact, it's Realm who's getting set up on.
Yeah, Tiny's in a bit of an awkward situation, but at the same time, the outpost is taken away. TPs are finally coming in from 5RATFORCESTAFF, and now they just can't get anything done. Just absolutely nothing. Milnick evaporates them with the epicenter. They can't line up for a Fiend Script because it's going to be taken away by either a stun or an Abaddon. And Abaddon doesn't even need to use his shield to remove the stun. It's all about the Rolling Thunder, man. Like, Pango just walks in, or then the Sand King comes in with a stun. They can't get anything done on KBU's side, and this is very one-sided.
In the Abaddon, I don't think he's had to press a single button this entire game, really. Maybe he did something in the laning stage, but he's already forgotten that. I've forgotten that.
Exactly.
Oh, look at it.
On to the next one. DK has been targeted. There's the Fiend Script.
Oh, cancel?
And Albino Zebra's like, well, you can't actually cancel your Rolling Thunder, but while he's up on it, he's not really taking any damage. Warden wants to get him done with the Aphotic Shield, and they will actually leave the Pango behind. For KBU, they finally strike gold. And themselves the mid-Pango out of the way.
Yeah, it turns out Magic Immunity goes both ways.
Yeah. You might see a guy in the front lines with a flamethrower and say, this thing hurts, but if you get hit, that flamethrower is going to explode.
Unfortunate. Still nothing to do for the Abaddon. This is the life I want to lead as a support, man. Is to run after people on my horse.
living the life, so you
Yeah,
could say.
he's already dead. Okay, cool. Just checking. I'll go check Roast for you. How's that? Oh, he's not home. Okay.
I just wanted to join in for the assist gold and walk in.
Yep. Okay, gonna get you a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Buy
we
some
also
flowers. You can go home to your wife.
We have an infinite tree now for the tiny. So he picked up his shard. No more charges.
And Realm's game has really just been a nothing burger. Like a couple of times he's gotten involved, he's just gotten punished for it. And he's got his proper farming kit up right now, but he's already lost so much terrain. And now he has to choose, do I go damage, do I go BKB? We have seen with the amount of disables over on 5RATFORCESTAFF that without the BKB he doesn't get to play, but on the other hand his team desperately needs damage right now. That's a tough choice. I think he should go BKB and hope that I Annihilate can provide on the damage front, because he does have the Daedalus ready now.
There we go. We have the Scotty on the Luna, and also Captain Cuddles brings over the drums for the
Radiant's
Abaddon.
bottom tower is under attack.
Albino Zebra. Meanwhile, they have found themselves a Bane, a warding mission. But they also found the Tiny. Can they cancel the CP? Oh, so close. It's a Chakra Magic to reduce the cooldown of the Burrow Strike, but not going to connect. 8 seconds for Roche to spawn. ABU were able to sneak one Roche. They're not going to get the same chance again, but they might have to fight for it. They might actually have to contest Roshan from 5RATFORCESTAFF and not just let it go. They're trying to sneak up in mid though. Realm walking in with a Shadow Blade, trying to catch the Pango. He could go for a quick toss. And he walks into a sentry. He's maybe a bit too deep now. They're going to turn their attention onto the Tiny. He gets the Avalanche off. He's 3 away, but look at the damage. The damage is just obscene. He's dead. He's probably smashing a keyboard right now. He's not having a game.
No, he's not. And it feels so sad because this is not the only time that he doesn't have a game. And you've sort of talked about this in the draft, but Realm has not really showed up so far. Even though his GPMs have looked very good, his farm has looked good. Either the picks didn't work out, or just in the game itself, the moments where he joins seem a little bit off. And here, too, he knows where he has to be. He knows Roche is probably going to go down, but because of his misread of the situation, he becomes the catalyst for the Roche to go down instead of the prevention.
The way you saw him walk down that mid lane was kind of like he's playing a Blink Tiny, but he doesn't have a Blink Dagger. So he wants to be the one to, you know, he feels like he
something's going to happen here, right?
Happen.
We all feel it. He feels it. But how he reacts to that is the exact opposite of what needs to happen, unfortunately.
He needs to kind of force something to happen. So that's what you sometimes have with core players. Even offlaners, like they feel like they're obligated to, now I need to just, you know, blink stun this guy, even though I have like a Magnus RP, for example. Just get one guy cat, like something like, pretty please, can you just press R? Kind of that kind of situation. So where for KBU just kind of needs to put themselves, like what they're doing in bottom. Everybody else is there except for Realm.
Tower is under attack.
And they're trying to set up for a potential kill here. Herself in the lane. Lil Nick, what does he decide to do?
TP top.
Oh, they're gonna go hunting for Tiny. Goes Lil Nick, cuts the creep wave. Early damage coming out. He's trying to TP away, and the Rolling Thunder's not gonna be out there in time. He recognizes he's too far away from everybody else from his team.
Precious bounty.
Radiant's bottom tower
No
is
basher
under
yet on that
attack.
Pango, and actually won't be for
Radiant
some while.
structures
He is
are
going into
fortified.
the Aghanim Scepter.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Does not have the
Oh,
swash
they found
talents taken.
Lina, BKB, but is it going to be enough? She's trying to go home, and 200 HP. Oh boy, close one. But that is another BKB charge down. Now it's down to the minimum 6 seconds. And Luna is just feeling it.
Yeah. And all those BKBs have been defensive.
Is under attack.
4v2 scenario here, but KBU just... They have no information how many heroes are actually in there. Long wraparound. Coming in from the triangle as DNN finishes off the tower. Now Nico and Lil Nick stacking up to make their force a bit stronger. There is a Caudle, however, next to the outpost, and they will catch this one. So, something. But Luna is coming in. She's not afraid. Use that Aegis. Nico, Leolnik comes in, the stun will connect on Realm, and Realm is in trouble, and he's dead. They don't even use the epicenter for him. Leolnik almost let it go through, but not even required, and Sunlight blinks out to safety. Bane trying to keep the Abaddon away from his heals. He won't be able to catch the DK unless he walks back in. He's trying to juke, but he's already juked them, and now they're going to find him again. Big KB, 5 seconds for TP. He doesn't have his TP yet. Oh, oh, very nice blink though. Well,
I was looking
does he
wrong.
have him? Yes, he does. Oh,
So close.
that is when you 200 IQ yourself. He did some very good jukes, which weren't really necessarily, but he continued doing them and ended up being prey again.
And you should have left, yeah. I mean,
Was that
you don't have the information there either. You really just need to go off of
Unlucky.
instinct.
Obviously unlucky, but for Realm, again, it was a no-show in that fight, so they just still can't get anything out of the Tiny, which they really need to. Luna is gonna go onto the high ground now, and even actually lands the Shard Lucent Beam on top of the Tiny's head. Nice about that. Now the toss to the back line. The script's going to be available. Can they get there in time? Nico needs to save him, but they're actually going to leave her because she still has that Aegis. They're happy to get this one. Realm's down to 500 HP, and the Epicenter's going to finish him off. Ida, but BKB will be popping a Tiny. Has to buy back into this one. They need to win this fight so bad, otherwise it's just game over. Luna will pop. They finally got the Aegis.
There's no
They
BKB.
took them so long. They've got the stun. The BKB off of DK will be able to get there's the stun, but also look at Nil Nick. What an absolute massacre of a burrow strike to the back line. Giant will die, and Lil Nick still loses his life, but a beautiful 3-man burrow strike buying the time, and it might just be the difference between life and death if Luna's able to escape trying to TP away. They went the wrong way, but they will get the avalanche, and this is a huge one for them as the Luna gets taken out, and Realm's buyback doesn't come for nothing. They do get something out of this, 4 kills, but you can't afford another loss like that. You will not have your Tiny for a second time.
That was a beautiful toss back, though. The Abaddon can't save her from the grip if she's all the way in the base, so that forced the entirety of 5RATFORCESTAFF to come in too deep. And then, unfortunately, the other mistake here is from DNM himself, who believes this fight to be won enough that he can just pop the BKB here. Which is, like, the Bane lives too long, he spends too much time behind the wards, and then by the time his BKB is over, he's still inside the base. Deep inside the base.
Yeah, there was 2 things that happened. Not only just that, but also they couldn't kill the Luna in time, so kind of gave her the confidence, and then she overstayed her welcome. So 2 kind of mistakes happening at the same time. They were so close to killing the Luna too. Then she got Force Staffed and a Photic Shield, and she's able to turn around and just go and kill them instead. Just had a +1. They just had supports. You had a Shackles going on, and Bane's right-clicking. It's just
Yeah.
Then the Fiend script as well. It's just not enough damage for them. Kind of a do-or-die situation for KBU as well for the next team fight. If it ends up being next to their base, they will not get another opportunity to get their Tiny back with that buyback. So we have a tiny pause. Moment for KBU to regroup their mindsets.
They will have the BKB onto Realm pretty soon now, so that'll at the very least protect him in that coming fight where he won't have the buyback.
Oh, yeah, potential game saver as well. Like that BKB can really change the course of things, and when you have that big BKB duration, like 9 seconds into a 40-minute game, like okay, 30 minutes at this point, maybe 35 once we have it ready. Could be even earlier than that. 9 seconds is an eternity.
Mm-hmm. Especially as the damage starts ramping up, you're expecting to just blow people up. And we've seen, especially Nico, do that time and time again. Who is going to finally have the Basher now, by the way, which it's an important tool to have. We've seen them being unable to deal with either the DK or the Lina during their BKBs. And the Basher will certainly help out there. Especially for the next siege, where Nico most likely is going to have to go in first and make sure that the Luna gets to siege the base instead of getting tossed back again.
How do we see KBU starting off these fights? Like, Tiny still can't rush in. You're kind of relying on the Blink Shadow Shaman, just going Blink Hex, trying to find a target. You don't really have ways to save yourselves. There's no Glimmer Capes. You could even throw in the Shaman. You can't get your full duration shackles. You can't get your Fiend's Grip off and for long enough because of the amount of stuns that 5RATFORCESTAFF also has when you have Pango and Sand King, who both should be Fiend's Grip targets. But they both are still capable of helping each other out. They've got the Lotus Orbs and all that stuff. How does KBU find the perfect fight for themselves? How does it have to kind of start, or what needs to happen for it to work out for them?
I think we sort of saw a demonstration just now where you get pretty much a full duration Fiend's Grip off because the target is completely tossed out of position. This could happen again if 5RATFORCESTAFF overextend. You could even argue that the previous fight was a little bit of an overextension, right? The Luna being so far in the front lines all by herself, not expecting that there was still a bit of bite left in KBU. But you're asking me a question that basically comes back to the problem that KBU has had for the entirety of the game. They haven't found any good engagements. They've been too scared to jump in sometimes because of the retaliation problems. They haven't had a lot of reach either. We really just only see a Blink Dagger over on that DK. How many times have we seen a Blink Stun from him? Twice?
Yeah, not too many.
I don't think they can create the fight that they need. 5RATFORCESTAFF needs to do that. And that is always a very unfortunate position to be in.
Admin calling out the 7-minute pause timer. Internet issues in the way of KBU, which is definitely something that is the worst case scenario usually. Everything else seems to be fixable except for internet. So hopefully we'll get our Bane player back onto the server. Salacious Sea Lion, how have you seen his performances so far?
I don't think that it's fair to judge a player off of such a hard game like this, man. It's just such a sad Bane game.
You don't have to judge. I'm just asking for your opinion.
I mean, this just, if I was this Bane right now, this just would be compounding my frustration.
Will you sugarcoat the Bane?
He's up versus an Abaddon and 3 wave pushers. This is
has he carried his team?
No, absolutely not. He's been disastrous. Just get another guy.
You just said you're not going to judge the player, and here we go. The rant is on.
I'm just giving you what you want.
Yeah, you stepped into that minefield. All right, yeah, we got this one. They're giving the information, or the incoming. Hopefully we'll get the Vayne back. Okay, let's talk about items here. How do you think this DK Aghanims is really gonna have? Does it feel like an important item in this game? Because when I play DK, usually I play it in the 3 role. It feels a bit underwhelming from time to time because it's not like the item to win a game. Obviously, it's like it needs something more on top of it. Either you need more damage or more sustainability, mobility, or in this case, like you've already got the Blink and the BKB, which you kind of have to have. You can never actually rush an Aghanims on a DK. That's just a horrendous way of thinking. What's the impact of having the Aghanims on this DK in this game when you have like the Black Dragon form able to move around? Free pathing.
I think the free pathing is very handy versus the Pangolier, who's going to be looking to bump you into objects, and instead you're going to be able to step over those. And maybe you'll actually get a shot at going into the backline and getting back out again. Of course, also the other ways that the Elder Dragon form changed the game for you are a little bit less impactful. It's not like you get an extra ability, suddenly everybody explodes, but you do get a lot of extra damage out of it, and you become a lot tankier as a result. So yeah, I don't think it's going to necessarily upend the game either, but there is a certain cap on 5RATFORCESTAFF's damage, and it is possible that this DK, if they focus him, they might just find out that they're spending too much damage on him after he gets that Aghanim Scepter.
Well, the Bane has reconnected to the server. Internet issues have been fixed. The goal signs go, and we shall continue with the game back into action. 32 minutes played with an 11,000 gold lead for the 5RATFORCESTAFF team. Currently sitting in first place in the 2nd division. KBU, they're at the they're at the bottom end of the group so far. 1 and 2, 1 game less played than Stratic. And the other teams as well, finishing off the 3rd week of our DPC tour. Halfway point. We've got 3 more weeks of action to go. The season ends on the 22nd of April. 3 full weeks of action still to go. Potential, if there are tiebreakers, will be played on the same weekend as well. I believe 23rd, 24th, somewhere around that area should be too. So keep your eyes open on potentials. East Europe last season was wild. And so was the Warden's Life, which is already lost. But back to the Eastern Europe. We had 4 teams playing for 2 spots into Division 1.
Dire's top tower is
That
under
would be
Which was pretty wild.
extremely exciting. Don't think though we're gonna see 5RATFORCESTAFF much contested here too, but maybe the 2nd place. Also, by the way, the Keeper of the Light has an Helm of the Dominator.
Sure thing. All right. Might as well. Yeah, they've got the Heartbeat Scout, so let's see what they can get with this. Little Nick at least gets punctured by Annihilate and Salacious Sea Lion. It's going to be a 4v4 fight. The first stun onto the Luna, but she's going to be aphotic shielded, allowing her to get her BKB off, and they're TPing away. And poor Realm, leaving the Tiny to die. And here comes the BK back in. Trying to save the Bane. I don't think you should go back in anymore. Very optimistic. That ends up being 2 heroes dead from KBU, and now the BK. Sunlight has... Well, I mean, he ended up in a situation he didn't want to be, but he still wanted to be there, so I honestly have to say there was a bit of an unnecessary death for the BK.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He changed his mind for the worse there. I can see, yeah, I can see him saying, all right, I should have stayed because my Lina is actually coming in, but by too late, Tiny has died. You could have soaked so much more damage for him if you were on the same page from the first part.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That also kind of spells about KBU's situation where they don't know what to do currently. They don't have a unity going on, which hurts them a lot in this kind of scenario where you can still grasp onto this game, but you're about to lose control if it continues as it is. And even if Lina gets her BKB off, she's slowly dying. Nico just punishes her so hard, and the right click is going to be enough, and the swashbuckle misses barely, but takes the Warden instead. KBU has no more defenders inside the base. The mid racks have fallen. DNM will finish off the melee racks. There's a glyph being popped though, so we'll take him a tad bit longer, but the illusions will finally finish off the job. Here are the creep wave for the Jimmys to do the job for him. So they put their attention towards the top lane for the tier 3 tower. KBU 4 heroes up, Shadow Shaman up in 22 seconds. That continues her push and will take the top lane as well. So 2 lanes of racks now completely gone after a pretty hard decision fight by KBU inside the triangle. So now it's almost like smoke or nothing.
I mean, it is so hard to know what to do when you've had an entire game where you haven't really had any choices in what happens. So I'm not surprised that when the opportunity suddenly comes, KBU is like, oh, what exactly do we do with this?
Yep.
Are we gonna risk the game here? No? Yes? No? Maybe? And in the end here, they give 2 Raxes, no contest on it either. They were busy finishing off this Satanic for Annihilate. And I do think that is probably their best shot, leveraging DPS in the final fight. When it comes, and it might come very fast.
Holy Thunder to the lane, trying to find the Shadow Shaman again. Warden being hunted, and the swashbuckles and the Aghanim's buffs, the damage is just too much to deal with, and that's going to be another one. The epicenter will be used, puncturing this PK. They go get the Laguna Blade, and they will find Nico. Now this is a fight for KBU, and they could definitely take it. There's no epicenter. There's no big abilities except for the Eclipse and Tiny. Again, the BKB now able to get it off. Another one used by Annihilate. Bane dropping low, and Salacious Sea Lion hunted down. BK trying to get the Blink to 8 feet. Toss away. Arena in trouble. Annihilate about to drop as well with the blinding light, pushing her towards the team of 5RATFORCESTAFF, and that's history for Annihilate. Gone for 100 seconds. Now they're going to chase down Realm inside the face. Tiny will fall, and leaving DK for last. A sweet victory for 5RATFORCESTAFF as they're going to be ending the game and taking the first one.
Very, very rough game for KBU.
Just a show of power and talent out of this Radiant team. The reason why they haven't lost a single game so far, and continuing their victory streak.